This week we've been at Gamescom, eating sausages and playing loads of incredible games, the latter of which we're going to tell you all about in this special edition of the PlayStation Access podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome to the PlayStation Access podcast, the official podcast of PlayStation UK. I am Rosie and I am joined today by the Biscuit King, Alex.
Oh, I like that title, Biscuit Kings. Biscuit is the way to survive Gamescom. This is what I've discovered. I love biscuits. Butterkeks, shout out to Butterkeks.
That's the one, I forgot the name of the biscuit. And also joined by the wonderful and lovely Connor.
Hello.
And this is a special episode of the podcast because we are currently in Germany and we are right now in Gamescom in 2025. I say in 2025 as if we're travelling time. It's just Gamescom 2025.
It is. It's happening right now.
Right now, and we've all been busy running around, attending appointments, meetings, playing some awesome games, and we're just here to give you a really just fun special episode of the podcast where we're just going to tell you about what we've all been playing. We've narrowed it down a little bit because we all got very excited.
Yeah.
But we've narrowed it down to around 5 titles each.
Yes.
But I will say, with a bonus one, which I think we should just talk about
Absolutely.
first, because I think this was like the biggest queue from what I've heard on the show floor, is Resident Evil Requiem.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Now, I've already done a preview on the channel, which you can see right now. You can see me playing it and talking about it. But I'm very excited because Alex and Connor went to see it together.
Connor, who is notoriously the biggest scaredy cat on the Access team, outside of Dave, maybe.
It is actually me. Yes, I am the scarediest. And you know I was particularly scared because when I wasn't playing it, I was standing watching Alex play it. And when he was pulling scaredy faces and generally looking very uncomfortable, I actually had lost complete control of my body in fear.
It's supposed to be
and
scary,
it wasn't him that was also really scared.
We both played through it, and we played through with the different perspectives, didn't we? Because
Yes.
I played in first person, which I think makes the game scarier, so that was a foolish decision on my part.
Tell them what you started in.
Oh, I started in third.
Yeah, of course.
And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it in first.
No, be honest.
And I honestly, the section we played was terrifying, in like the best way, in a way that only Resi can do horror. It just the simple task of unlocking a thing in one room, you have to go into a different room, but that becomes more complicated because there's a thing that's hunting you. It's very, very scary, and it was very atmospheric. But I think in the space of the 15 minutes or so that I played, I think I jumped about 4 times.
Did the horse down the corridor?
That got me
That
out
was
of more than anything.
absolutely awful for
Literally.
my brain. I couldn't cope.
Turning
and it's
that light
just turning
switch
a light on.
Yeah, it's just turning on a light, and that's probably one of the biggest jump scares that we had in
Honestly.
because I was the exact same.
I was like, if that's made me jump, then I'm in serious trouble.
Yeah.
Serious trouble. I really enjoyed it though, and it's we're very privileged to do this and to be able to see these things early. But I was just after the 15 minutes with Res, I'm going to probably say it about every game. Though, to be honest, I just wanted to play more. Just let me play a little bit more than 5 minutes, please. I did really well to suppress. If I was at home playing that, I'd have been screaming.
Yeah.
So I think Connor can attest. I think I did really well. But Connor did really well as
You were
as
very
well.
brave.
Thank you. I needed that. Thank you.
Well, I'll pass the question now on to Connor.
Hello.
So like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about 5 games that we've played, not including Resi, but that's just because that's a bonus one because it's fantastic and we all love Resident Evil, especially me. But Connor, what is your first game you would like to tell us about what you played?
Well, so the first game I'd like to tell you all about is actually the first game that I saw, which is a bit awkward really, because it's like it set the bar really high and then you've got to go into everything else and go, come on then, beat that. So it was Valer Mortis, which is the new game from the people at One More Level who made the fantastic Ghost Runner games that I absolutely adore. And it's a little bit like that, but they've gone in a very different direction at the same time. So it's another first-person action-adventure type thing. They're doing a sort of first-person Souls-like, which sounds a bit odd, but then like you start playing it and you're like, oh no, this works really well because it makes everything feel so much more immediate and scary and tense and difficult as well because you've lost a bunch of that peripheral vision.
Right.
So and it's set as well, that the setting is such a cool idea. So I was talking to them, I had a little interview with them that some content will be coming out for that shortly, hopefully.
Cool.
And I asked what inspired the setting. So the setting is this sort of alternate history, 19th century Napoleonic War. You are a soldier of Napoleon's army, and there is a strange thing, a strange disease, a strange sickness.
Oh, there's always a strange
sickness that has gone round and is making people, sort of do the thing where they grow extra limbs.
Oh,
they're all
that might be handy in certain contexts. What's the problem?
There's one guy in the trailer who is actually the boss that I fought in the demo that I was playing. Right at the end, he has 2 arms, but then he also has 3 little arms on his shoulder, each carrying a little flintlock pistol.
What?
Wow. So occasionally he'll just sort of turn around and just do little from the little.
That's cool.
Corner shoulder guns.
That's a very cool boss design then.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And there was another, you've got this amazing setting, and it's dark and gloomy and foggy and hazy, and because everything's like cannonball smoke and there are genuine piles of bodies everywhere. It's really grotesque. And Souls games, it's like, you have an idea of sort of what you're expecting, like Alex said, it's a sickness, it's you know what you know kind of what's coming. But the way that they've approached the enemy design is like, you get these archetypes. For example, there's like the dog, the wolf, that sort of thing. But it was a normal person that had had his arms and legs bent round backwards, and, like as if it was walking, like something out of the Ring and running at you like a dog.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, and it was like familiar, but everything's also very unfamiliar. And it was really unsettling. And it was really good. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm absolutely besotted. I can't wait to see and play and hear more about it.
Well, I can see, I can see the love in your eyes. Sorry we're not doing this podcast with a camera if you're watching if you're listening on YouTube. We're currently sat on the floor at the moment, so it was not the best view anyway. But
live from Gamescom's corner.
But I can see the love in your eyes as you're talking about it. Alex, what's the first game you want to talk about?
Well, I think we have to talk about this game because I'm really excited for it, and we're gonna be doing. There's gonna be videos on the channel about it very soon that Rosie's been working on. My first pick is Onimusha Way of the Sword.
It's so good, isn't it?
It's so good. It is a return of a much loved IP for lots of people, and I'm so excited that it's back, and it is better than ever. I think it's taken a lot of ingredients from action games in the 20 years or whatever it's been since we last had an Onimusha game on PlayStation, and it really modernised it. The game looks amazing straight off the bat. The section we got to play was beautiful. But Onimusha fans will immediately recognise some of the enemy types, and the combat systems have been modernised, but they still have the really cool Onimusha effects, like you can still land Issons and do chain Isson attacks, which is when you press the attack button the moment that the enemy's blade is about to strike you. So it's very precise but super rewarding. It's that risk-reward thing. So you can do land Issons and look like an absolute badass samurai as you're doing it, which is amazing. There's really cool ways to deal with ranged enemies. You can deflect arrows back at archers, for example. You can parry even if the enemy is behind you, which is a really cool little animation where the main character, Musashi, sort of flicks the sword behind his head over his back.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And it's and the parry animation itself is really cool because you actually slide the enemy's sword away to sort of reposition and throw them off balance. And it does a really
nice sparkle, doesn't it?
They've really the feel of the combat. And I always one of the things that I seem to latch onto in games big time is how does the combat feel? How does it feel to play when you're in there fighting the enemies? And the game feel, the feel of the combat is amazing. Again, the way that when an enemy is staggered, when you've lowered their stamina and they've bottomed out, when you land the killing blow, super satisfying death animations. Your character sort of plunges his sword partway into the enemy and then slams it down, and enemies split in half, and then also you can decapitate. It's amazing, how visceral and brutal the combat is. And we got to also fight a mysterious boss character that also has an Oni gauntlet, which is your character has one of these, an Oni gauntlet, which allows them to absorb souls from enemies. And this mysterious character also has one, so I'm super keen to see where that goes. And also the other thing, when I managed to stagger the boss, I think most people probably did. It struck me as more of a gentle early game boss. That's not me bragging. I nearly died. I nearly died in the fight. I got a little bit cocky, but. when they're staggered, you can choose which sort of point, a critical point on their body to hit them. So you can stab them in their torso and it'll do like way more pure damage, or you can stab them in their head and it will do a little bit less damage, but it will fill up your sort of special attack meter, if you like. So there's going to obviously be a lot of systems there where you can choose what immediately you need in the boss fight in that moment. And I'd also, before we move on, I could talk about this for hours, but I really think it's a great game for just action fans in general. This isn't geared for just Souls-like fans, I don't think. It felt to me like the parry windows were quite generous. Enemies will drop yellow souls when they are killed, which will heal you. So this feels like there are ways in here. It's not massively difficult. It felt very accessible, and there's lots of systems in there, I think, for action fans to just jump right in and enjoy the sword fighting.
And if you do want like verification of that, because obviously we have 2 extra very good special Souls players. I'm not one of those. I'm okay. I can hold my own, and I coped well with it. Like it was challenging, but it was rewarding, and I don't feel like it would be a stretch to say that most people will probably get along okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, you've got to learn to deal with the tougher enemies, but certainly from the beginning, you know, it's not too difficult of a ride that you will be doing the slamming your head against the desk going, why can't I do it? You'll get that. It's good.
Yeah. Rosie, what's your first pick?
Right, my first pick is, this game's coming out very soon now, so it's not going to be long until we can all play the full thing, but it is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, which we all had a little go with.
Yeah,
we sure did.
And we've all got something interesting to say about it, because we only had a limited amount of time with what we played.
Yeah.
And if you know Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, you know that we played the introduction section.
Yes.
And it's very like it's very cutscene
Yes,
heavy.
it is indeed, yes.
So-
Cutscenes in a Kojima game? No. No way.
What do you mean?
I prioritize looking at the cutscenes, seeing how they've like graphically re-enhanced them, and any little changes they made. Whereas you two focused more on getting into the game.
Yeah.
We did that, yeah. I think people were looking at us going, why are they playing it like that? That's not how you're supposed to play the game.
Speedrunner in the house, guys. Got to respect the craft.
So,
what did you think, Connor? Because I think you're one of the biggest Metal Gear Solid fans we've got on the Access team. You're certainly up there.
Well, I mean, it's a tough act to follow from Rob, but I do really love this game, and it's not my favourite in the series. That honour goes to Metal Gear Solid 2, Fight Me, but it is obviously absolutely fantastic. And the first initial thought that went through my head was, because you're playing it, and I was like, I'm going to use the new control scheme. I want to see what that feels like. And I'm sure that when I actually get used to it, it will be brilliant. And by the end of was it 20 minutes we had, I think?
Yeah.
By the end of it, because I was just going super gung-ho, I wanted to see how the new controls worked and felt. I was getting there, but the initial thing, like, I just wanted to crouch, and then it was a different button, and my brain's going, but you've been doing this for nearly 20 years. It's X that you use to sit down, not circle. And it really threw me. But having said that, oh god, it's good, isn't it?
It is.
It's so good. Like, for me, it was even like the little things. Like, I was really excited to see what the codec call looked like.
Yeah.
And it looks like really smart as well. Like
Yeah.
I think they just they've redone it like in such a clean and nice way, so it's still very true to the original.
It is, yeah.
But you see it and you're just like, oh, that's smart.
It's got a new lick of paint.
Yeah, did you
Yeah.
guys do it? Because obviously in Snake Eater, well, not obviously, but in Snake Eater, when you're in the codec calls, you can like switch pictures and you can see the characters in different angles. Did you guys? Because I was
didn't know.
Every character that popped up, I was like
I'll have a
looking
look
at their
at everything.
faces from all different angles. I wanted to see how the new models looked from like every possible angle I could.
That's great.
So literally when I saw that codec screen, I was like, oh, I'm here. And the cutscenes as well, they look fantastic. Like, I'm sure people have seen some of them from trailers and things like that. But genuinely, like, the detail in it, I was looking so much at when Snake was like, when you had a close-up of his face and you saw like the dirt from his camo on his face.
Right,
Oh,
But
yeah.
you could see like the little cracks where it sort of like brushes off a little
wow.
bit.
That's great.
When you get your hand and go swipe,
Yeah,
after a
yeah.
while it just fades out. So I thought that it looked stunning as well, and I was like,
absolutely stunning.
I sort sort of ran through it as fast as I could to see how far I could get. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of fun outfit options, and some of them are going to be new. I ran around in like a crocodile suit for most of my attempt,
very fetching.
which is great. The crocodiles still attacked me though. I thought they'd be like, oh, it's one of us, it's a friend. They're still very hostile.
Well, yeah, but they're alligators, aren't they?
Oh, are they?
If you were dressed as a crocodile, they're alligators. Wow.
I'm on the wrong side of the crocodile-alligator conflict. But honestly, it is a weird one because it feels like a brand new... It looks like a brand new game. It plays like a brand new game, but you know the DNA of it. So it's a really cool... It's an amazing excuse to revisit the game. I'm really excited to play it. It's out really soon. I just want to play it right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, why not go back and play it with the shiniest, best new coat of paint that it could possibly have had?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go on. I'll play it one more time.
Oh, go on then. I know. I'm so excited for the full release. But Connor, what's the second game that you're going to talk about?
Well, I'd also put Metal Gear Solid 3, so I guess I'll just say, jumping off the back of what Alex said about the cool outfit options, when I said that we were running through, I will say it, I was basically playing like a complete Neanderthal, like just absolutely running around and shooting everything as fast as possible. I was running around with ammunition belts like over my naked chest with aviator sunglasses on.
Oh,
I was like, I'm doing a little Rambo here.
That's great.
Only
Love
it's
that.
really quietly with the tranquilizer pistol.
It's a stealthier version.
Yeah, it was good. But apart from Metal Gear Solid 3, I am unashamedly going to say it was Lego Party.
Oh, yeah.
I was so excited for you to play Lego Party because as soon as it was announced, you genuinely screamed at the announcement, and when you found out that you could go see it at Gamescom, you also screamed.
Look, right. I just really like Lego, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm an adult, okay? It's fine. But yeah, like, who doesn't love couch co-op party games? We all have them, and we all adore them. Like, it obviously is a big access thing. And the idea that you can have a bunch of cool little mini games, it's not a new idea, but to then have Lego do it, and have their trademark humor, and
I watched you play about 5 or 10 minutes, and I was immediately struck by the charm and the character of it. It's like colourful and full of like joy.
It is, and like playing it on day one of Gamescom, it's if anybody's done Gamescom for several days in a row, they'll know it's quite tiring because you do a lot, and it just like I had all of my enthusiasm to give, and it was just wonderful. Like I was there giggling the whole time, and I actually won. So I was playing with 3 other people.
I believe you, mate. I believe you.
I have the little trophy and everything.
He does. I've seen the trophy.
What?
Yeah, actually, I actually did win. Actually. So yeah, I was playing with other people. So there were 2 other journalists there, and
weren't they children, Connor?
No.
I wish
that doesn't
could have
count.
seen Alex's face when he said that.
Did anybody else hear the gears clicking when he was like trying to work out how to mock me?
I've got to say something clever. Say something clever quickly.
Click clunk. I know. And one of them was the game's lead designer, and it was just a lot of fun. Everybody was having a really great time, and I think that's it's easy to pick up. The game's less than less than a minute most of the time, and but the whole sort of party session can go on for like an hour. So it's you have it's like a board game where like other party games you may have played, where you're kind of moving around tiles, and then every round you get a mini game to play, and that determines sort of how you move. You can unlock powers, and there was a particularly controversial moment where towards the end where you have gold bricks that you sort of determine who's going to win, and there's a tile on the board called Thief, so you can pay with the currency, the studs, to choose another character and steal stuff from them. And they paid to steal a gold brick from the leader, and it was like instant tension. Like all these people that they'd never met before, and it was like we're all having a lovely time and laughing and joking and giggling, and then all of a sudden it was like, what have you done?
That sounds perfect for like with your mates or at Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, Christmas.
Oh dear.
Carnage.
Yeah, there was a really great moment when we were talking about that kind of after it had happened, and the lead designer was like, so we had to put in a random option because when I sort of tested it with my kids, it would slowly destroy the family relationships if we didn't like put that in, because one person would always choose like the other sibling and they'd just have fights, and he was like, let's just be safe and put in a random option so we don't have to destroy families and get
protecting
loads of angry
families
letters
everywhere.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, would recommend.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. Alex, what's your next pick then to talk about?
So I was very luckily got to play Phantom Blade Zero earlier today, and
I'm so jealous.
Absolutely loved it. We got an hour and a half with the game, and yeah, I'm going to get straight into it because we've got a lot to talk about. So straight off the bat, it's an action game. It's got 3 difficulties, so I think if you're not massively into Souls-likes, I think this one feels a bit more in line with Souls-likes than other titles that we're going to talk about. There are 3 difficulty levels: Wayfarer, which is easy; Game Changer, which is normal; and Hellwalker, which is the extreme difficulty, which sounds scary. I just played on Game Changer.
On easy mode, you mean? You played on the easiest easy mode?
No, that is normal. That's the one in the middle.
And played it on easy.
It's a very fast-paced action game where the focus is on combos, and there are parries, there are dodges, but you sort of the emphasis is really on the player using combos and switching weapons mid combos and chaining attacks and maintaining pressure. We were given lots of weapons to play with. I really like there are these like spinny disc blade things that were really cool. Your character is so acrobatic. The animations are amazing when you're fighting. And we got to fight 3 bosses in the session. The first one was called Copper Maul, which is a big dude with a huge hammer or a huge maul. And he was very slow and quite easy to sort of read, and it's a classic Souls boss thing. Just try to get behind him and hit him in the behind.
Just a few quick pokes with the
little
sword.
pokes. Yeah. And then we got to fight also the Red Wraith, which was a lot more nimble. They were like a little sword user that was sort of on you quite a lot, but you could quite easily drain their stamina quickly with some parries. They were very nimble and agile, so a very different type of fight to Copper Maul. And the final boss was Chief Disciple's Fallen Hope, which was...
That's quite the title.
It is quite a title, and this has been in preview footage before, but it's a boss where there's like a main enemy who's controlling these other, almost like a puppet, controlling these other enemies.
Oh, cool.
And as you sort of fight and parry, the animations in that fight in particular are amazing. The main boss they'll all stand in a ring, put their swords together, and the boss will land on the swords and then like be launched at you. Like these really cool animations.
That sounds very stylish, a bit like a circus trick.
Stylish is a great word to use for this game, and but all 3 boss fights we got to see were all very different and showed different sides of the combat. The game is great, fast-paced action, lots of combos, lots of weapons to play around with. It didn't feel too difficult to me. It focuses on aggression and really, really getting in enemies' faces. So I'm really, really excited for Phantom Blade Zero. Honestly, it blew my expectations out of the water. That is one to watch for sure.
Yeah. It looks great. We're all very jealous that you got to play it.
Well, that's it for you now. I am the Phantom Blade expert.
You have become the Phantom Blade expert. But I'm going to jump in and I want to talk about my next game, which is definitely the biggest preview that I've done at Gamescom this year, probably at Gamescom of all time, in the couple of years that I've done Gamescom, and that is Silent Hill F. I played a whopping 4 hours of the game.
It was a big boy.
It was a massive session, but I was so engulfed in it. Like, I needed a wee the whole time, and I didn't want to go to the loo because I didn't want to run out of time with the demo. I wanted every moment with the demo to be playing the game, and honestly, I was really hooked by it. I was really intrigued by what they were going to do, what themes they were going to tackle, what the characters were going to be like, because that's the thing with me and Silent Hill. I always appreciate Silent Hill so much for how it does psychological horror, it portrays what it wants to portray, what the enemies, I'm sure we've all seen them from trailers. They look like these doll creatures and stuff.
Yeah, really jerky and snappy and strange.
Really that snappy animation. So I was very intrigued to go into it and see more of everything, and I fought a lot of those enemies that we've seen in the trailers, the ones with the bodies going.
Oh dear.
And they are quick.
Right.
Yeah, literally they have that sort of thing where it's they sort of walk towards you and then their attack is unpredictable because they can just be still, and then suddenly they might just start swinging and about to do an attack.
Don't like that.
Obviously different creatures have different speeds of attacks and stuff. Some of them can be really quick, and they've actually, with Silent Hill F, they've done a lot more new things with the combat. There's a counter-attack system where if you see an enemy, and it get this little sort of like purpley sort of aura around them. It's not really an aura, it's hard to explain, but it kind of is like
It's
a
a
purpley,
vibe. They've got purple vibe.
a purple and greeny vibe to them. Then if you attack at that moment, then you can really like counter-attack them and get in then some big hits. They've got like you know, not only have you got your health, but you've now got a stamina bar as well, but also like a sanity bar. And the sanity bar, you can use that to like focus, and if you focus, charge it up and then attack when you like charge up this like focus bar, then you can do another really big attack. So they've done a lot of interesting things with it. And also when you're, for example, having segments where everything gets really spooky and it's like, what's going on, your sanity bar goes down, and then when that goes down, it decreases your health, kind of like as if you're underwater.
like that.
You know?
Wow, okay, right.
Yeah, so not only have you got to manage your health, also keep an eye on your stamina, but also you've got your sanity bar that you need to like keep an eye out on as well. And like when I was playing it, I was really interested to see how they would bring the sort of concept of Silent Hill into this world, into this area in Japan, and also it's set in the 60s, so the game says at the start, like, you know, please be aware that this is referencing things that were similar things that they were like in the 60s. So it was really interesting to go into. I don't want to delve into the story too much, and also I really want to talk about this more on the channel, so I'm gonna just like, for now, I'm just gonna I feel like I've spoken too much about this game.
Didn't you need one of the devs to help you with one of the puzzles or something?
No, right, what happened was, quickly, we've got time
I did
for
it
this.
all on my own, actually.
No, I did it all by myself.
Okay.
I played on the normal puzzle difficulty. And I wasn't running around, but because I really needed a Wii and I was cautious of time, I really wanted to finish the demo. So there was like a notice on the board, on a wall, and I just thought it was like a bit of storytelling about the area I was in. I was in like a school, and I was like, oh, it's just going to be some school story. And then literally it was the key item to a puzzle, but because I was trying to rush to get the demo done, because I spent so much time walking around and being engulfed in the world, I was like, oh my god, where on earth is this key? I looked everywhere. I went like, you know, typical Silent Hill map where every door is locked, and I was just like, I'm really sorry, but I've got like 3 minutes, where's the key? And I really need a Wii. So then literally the person showed me it, and then they said, I don't think you're going to finish the demo, but you're pretty much like 99% there.
Right.
But I saw like everything they pretty much wanted me to see in terms of the game and how it was and everything, and I look forward to talking about it more.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing about it.
Likewise.
But, Connor, what's your next pick?
Well, it's another one that we've all played, and again, Rosie's already kind of talked about it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, but not here. So it's something that you did on the channel that's already gone out, which is Pragmata.
Yes, isn't it good?
Isn't it good, though?
Isn't it so much fun and brilliant?
I was in a chat with Rosie when Rosie was talking about it, and obviously we'd had chats outside of the one that we recorded as well. And the whole time before playing it, I'm going, I don't understand anything about this game. Well, like, as much as you're doing a very good job explaining it, I can't visualize it.
It's hard to explain and visualize.
And even when I'm then looking at the footage that you'd captured, my brain's going, I don't get it. I don't understand how it works. And another, similar to Metal Gear Solid, it's like there was a moment where you start playing it and you're going, my hands aren't doing the thing that they're supposed to do. But such a quick adjustment. After 2 minutes, it's like, this is the most natural thing in the world. Doing that hacking minigame and keeping on target and also remembering to dodge and fire and switch weapons, like, what a wonderful, super short gameplay loop that I cannot wait.
That's the thing that struck me when I was playing, is how quickly it becomes second nature, the hacking system.
Yeah.
And also finding extra nodes that you can add that add effects to what's going on in the actual combat. So it seems to me like the hacking is one of those things that at first will quickly become quite an easy thing for you to handle. But I could see it becoming a bit more complex and there being more layers. I just think there's going to be a lot more to it that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Were you more excited about the thought of hacking before the shooting? Because I was so excited just to find an enemy, because I was like, I'll get to hack them, rather than being like, oh, I'm going into a shooty combat section. I was like, I'm going to hack and I'm going to solve a puzzle. I'm so excited.
It speaks a lot to how well the hacking is designed, because it feels great and it's very satisfying. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes to do a hacking minigame that feels really good, and not only in the combat, you also have it in kind of the environmental puzzles and stuff as well. It's literally everywhere. The whole game is built on hacking. and that might sound like some people's worst nightmare, but honestly, don't judge a book by its cover. It's so fun.
It is. It's fantastic. And Alex, what is your next pick then?
Yes, my third pick is Cairn, which is a game all about rock climbing and climbing up a mountain. This really surprised me. I got to play the free solo mode, which is the hard difficulty. And it is difficult.
I can't wait to hear about
this.
It's
a very, very unique game in that you control your character Ava. You control her sort of limbs independently as you scale a wall. So you'll approach a wall, press square to sort of begin climbing it, and then you place each hand, place each foot, and before you know it, you've started to ascend the wall to get to the top of the next section of the mountain. And the game has, within the half an hour or so I had with it today, and there's also a demo out as well, which I recommend, you begin to understand the visual language. You sort of look at a wall and you can start to see, at first when you play the game, you think, well, how do I get up there? But by the end of the half an hour, or maybe however long you might want to play it for, in one session, you start to sort of look at the environment differently and look for the little places you can put your hands, little ways that you can use your feet. And it's just got this really satisfying rhythm to it once you figure out how to mount that wall and how to get up it. A real sense of progression, because you can always turn around and look at how far you've come and see how high up you are. And just to quickly touch on another couple of things that are great, it's got this really cool review system where if you tap L1 and press triangle, you can review your entire route up the mountain, and you can go all the way back to the start, so you can be hours into the game and you can trace your entire route. Every player is going to have their own unique route up the mountain.
Wow.
And it actually sort of grades how well you've climbed certain parts of the mountain. So if it's green, that means you've climbed that section really cleanly and really well. If it's yellow, that means, okay, a little bit wobbly on that section. If it's red, it means you were on the cusp of falling. It's just really cool to be able to revisit that. And I was playing, as I say, in free solo mode, which is a permadeath mode. Yes, I did die. And even when you die, you can load up that save to look at your route again and learn where it might have gone wrong, or what you could have done better. And the other part of free solo is that you have less equipment, so you can't put pitons in the walls. You don't have any of that sort of stuff to support yourself, so you are literally free climbing at every wall. It's also got resource gathering as you climb the mountain, so that when you camp at night, you can cook yourself meals, look after your you can sort of repair. You have to repair your hands. You have to heal your wounds.
Oh, cool.
And put bandages on. So there's all these cool little systems. It's got this really nice through line of being very relaxed and sort of chilled game. But there's this underlying really sort of clever climbing system that I think is quite sort of feels really rewarding, really satisfying as you go higher and higher and higher. So It's really, really surprised me, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. It's one to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, the demo is out now. It's been kind of sat on my PlayStation at home.
Oh,
obviously,
Connor.
because of what we do, we're constantly playing games, and it's just sat there a little bit unloved at the moment. Like, come and play me.
You've got to find some time for it, definitely.
I really want to.
Yeah.
Right, well, Connor, what's your third pick?
It's another Lego game.
Oh,
It has to be.
Lego
Come on.
trip over here.
Come on, man.
If you are sad or angry, I don't care.
I love it. I love
Lego.
it so much.
It's Lego Batman, which
Yay!
no one was expecting, and then it popped out on an opening night live, and it was there, and all of a sudden, Lego Batman was a thing, and I'm very happy it was. So if you haven't seen. But you are aware of the other Lego games, then it's basically the Batman's version of the Skywalker saga, the Lego Star Wars. So it's like a big, all-encompassing Batman adventure that starts with his origin story and goes, all the way through to just being really good at stopping crimes and with beating the Joker up and whatnot. But it's this big, expansive open world that is all built in Lego, and I'm also a massive fan of Batman, a Batman fan. So to have both of these things kind of smushed together it's just a little bit of a dream for me, really.
Are you a bigger fan of Batman or of Lego?
Don't do this to me, please. I refuse to be put under pressure like this. But it's just a lot of fun. Like something about the way that Traveller's Tales do their Lego games. I mean, it's not just Traveller's Tales. All of the Lego games have this sort of silly slapstick humor thing that they've had, since they've been making them, and it's just so charming, all of it, and I can't wait to actually play more, and just even just little things like looking at how things are built in the world, because they're all built as if they are actually made out of Lego. So in theory, if you had millions and billions of pounds, you could make the exact map that they've like built out of real Lego to scale and everything. And just like I just spent ages looking at walls. It's a bit like Rob with water, but I'm looking at cracks in walls going, ooh, look at that. That's a good brown 2x4 by that is. Look at that one. Ooh, it's just great. I just unashamedly love it. Yeah.
I love that. I'm very happy you got to have double whammy of Lego goodness.
Double Lego goodness.
Yes, but the next game I'm going to talk about is one that I'm very excited to very excited to talk about, and it is Reanimal. So when I figured out we could play this, I was like, oh my god, I really have to hop on this. I love Little Nightmares, and when I went into the little play session, I played it in local co-op I played it in local co-op with someone who's become my friend, but I met them at the last Gamescom I did, and we did co-op Sonic Superstars on that year.
That's cool.
So literally, I haven't seen them since then, really. And then we were like, wow, we're playing Reanimal together now, which is a very different vibe.
Yeah.
So what are you going to play with them next year?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? But I absolutely loved it. I loved the spooky atmosphere. I loved the co-op element, and talking as well to the team who were there with us, and they were saying how with Reanimal they really enjoyed the local co-op element of it. You can also play it in single player and have a AI controlled companion, but I really liked playing it in local co-op because they really wanted to recreate the feeling of when you're watching a horror film with someone, and you're still both fully engulfed in the film and stuff like that, but still you're every now and then, if you see your friend, you go, huh, then they're going to be like, oh, you're horrible, you did
Don't
that.
do that. Who does that?
Because the game, it does, it has, we know Little Nightmares, there's loads of moments where you're being, followed by a creepy creature. I saw, some sort of being that came through, a train conducting area, and it was looking under the chairs, and of course, me and my friend were hiding under the chairs, oh my god, please, trying to figure out, how we were going to get out of the situation. It's got really, those close moments that Little Nightmare does so well when you're literally on the edge of your seat thinking, I'm gonna die. And it's also just got beautiful atmospheric storytelling as well. They've done a lot more with the camera, so that means that they can put more attention to you might want to look at what's gone in this door, for example.
Cool.
And there's loads of moments as well. We had a couple of just instances where we, one person could pull a switch and that will stop something from spinning, and then it's if you release that, then I'm gonna die. So it's the
temptation.
the temptation of being I'm gonna do
just
it.
Give it a go.
Yeah,
Staring at them, don't you dare do
I'm
it.
making it sound like it is. It's a really fun co-op adventure, but I also cannot emphasize enough how it has got that beautiful, creepy atmosphere as well, that spooky atmosphere. So honestly, I cannot wait to play the full thing with Reanimal, and already when I played it, I immediately messaged my friend Liam and I said, we're playing this together. I'm so excited.
Oh, Liam gets to play with you, right? Okay,
we played Little Nightmares together, so that's why I was just
No one wants to play with Alex.
Well, Alex, go on then. Tell us what you played next. I know that also we're cautious on time.
Yes,
so
we haven't got too long left, so I'll be very quick. My fourth game is The Blood of Dawnwalker, which me and Rosie both saw, and I think this looks fantastic. From the members of the team that worked on The Witcher 3 have formed a new development team, and this is their first game, and it looks amazing. Your character Cohen is like a half vampire. They've got a special name, haven't they? Half vampire, half humans.
It's like a Dhampir.
A Dhampir,
I think
right?
That's the terminology for it. But we're a Dawnwalker.
I think we're a Dawnwalker. That's the special name for Cohen, and there's loads of really cool things here. It's got a lot of that sort of Witcher DNA, but they've really built on top of it, and I think it's a game that's going to have a lot of people playing it differently. You can tackle quests at during the day or at night time, and that will have different effects on the quest and how it progresses and how you can discover clues and find people that you need to find and kill things that you need to kill. And it also impacts your combat. At night time, you have there are vampire powers you can use. During the day, playing as human Cohen isn't you might think, well, it's cooler to play as a vampire. Cohen has cool magic things he can do and really cool attacks as well. So each side of the coin is viable and really great. The game has this cool time it's almost like treats time like a currency, where certain actions will move time forward, but while you're in that particular moment in the game, you can go off and do other things. So there's like a time pressure to the main quest, but I think the devs have been keen to point out that there's still plenty, as long as you don't trigger those specific things that move time along, you still have time to explore and find cool things and find cool gear. It just looks to me like it's going to be a game filled with really fun combat. Everyone's going to have very different experiences with the quests based on what happens at day and what happens at night.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how everyone solves things, the amount of variety and different ways you can solve and get through different story and quest elements. It's so exciting to see.
It's amazing, and I can't wait. It's another game I simply cannot wait for.
Yes. And Connor, what's your fourth one for our quick fire round?
Yeah, quick fire round. Similarly, having a lot of interesting choices and branching narratives and whatnot, I got to see Directive 8020, which is the newest Dark Pictures game in the kind of second chunk of their anthology, which is doing things a little differently. So it's going sci-fi, which I love, because everything science fiction is the best thing in the world. I have played some of their other games, and I've always kind of liked the concept of doing the big choices system, but they've implemented a new system that they've got called Turning Points, which is similarly, as with the other games, you've got these big branching paths, but you can instantly, after you've made a decision, you can pretty much instantly go back and see where it takes you. So rather than having to just start a whole new playthrough or start an episode from the beginning, you can just kind of hold the touchpad button and then go on the map and look and see the entire branching path and go, oh look, if I'd have done this instead, they've got 10 different memories I can go and see. So I just like the idea of being able to jump through all of that rather than and just go and do some weird science fiction monster stuff with Lashana Lynch. It's gonna be fun.
I know, the Dark Pictures Anthology, I love them, so I cannot wait, and I cannot believe that you got to play. I'm so jealous of that. My next pick was actually also going to be the Blood of Dawnwalker, which Alex just mentioned, but it's fine, because I talked about Rosie as a bonus, so I can just hop on to my fifth thing I'm going to talk about, which is a bit of a fun one, and not just something I never thought I would be really into, but I am, and I got a little tour from Konami at their YuGiOh card-playing booth.
You picked this, wow.
Which I was so excited about, because I have only watched the anime for YuGiOh. I've done a few of the seasons. I haven't finished it, but I've done a lot of the seasons. So I went in there with a bit of knowledge. But in the TV show, everyone always says they break the rules of the actual card game all the time. So I got a really lovely tour of the booth, and they showed me every sort of different area and things you could do over there, and that was really nice. And I also then got taught the basics of how to play the game from the two commentators who do worldwide commentate worldwide championships,
cool,
and they were both so lovely, and they were so patient with teaching me how the game worked. I felt really proud when they said, you could put cards in defense mode, and I put my card down and I turned it around.
Guys, I got this one.
Without them even saying, I felt so proud. I was I did that from the TV show. So that genuinely, I had a really fantastic time learning how to play the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, the actual physical thing, and I just really wanted to add it. It's just a little fun thing I did as well.
That's great.
But Alex, what's your final game?
My final game is Hell Let Loose Vietnam, which I think a lot of people should be excited about. This is a large-scale 50v50 FPS shooter, a lot more sort of grounded and sort of slower and methodical than maybe a Call of Duty or a Battlefield, but it seems really, really cool to me. I think it's going to be great on PS5. Squad it with your friends. If you are on the US side, there are now choppers in the game that they can use, so you can jump in a helicopter together to get around. But to counteract that, the Vietnamese side can build tunnels to go underneath. So there's this tension of air versus what's going on underground, which is really cool. There's also this commander role they were telling me about, which is really cool. So one player is the commander, and they play almost like it's an RTS.
Yeah.
So they're overseeing the whole thing. They can choose where artillery strikes happen, where supplies need to go, and they communicate with squad leaders on the ground to say, right, you need to push this way, you need to go this way. So they've got an overview of what's going on. I think that is such a cool little thing, because could you imagine if you had a commander that didn't know what they were doing?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. I've been that person.
So it's it just feels like a really fun gameplay element to me, and it just looks. And I was lucky enough to play an early build of it earlier today, and it's really fun to play. The gunplay feels really tight and responsive as well. I think everyone should be keeping their eyes out on that. There's going to be more announcements. There's plans for betas and things. So in the next few months, there's going to be more information. So do keep an eye out.
Yes, and Connor, what is your final game?
We are super tight for time, so I'm going to be really quick. My final game is Memories in Orbit, or MIO. It's a very kind of Hollow Knight, but also a little sci-fi. I'm sensing a theme here. Side-scrolling 2D Metroidvania. It's very difficult, and as I was playing it, everyone was laughing at me because I kept dying to the same boss in the same way every
Sounds about
single
right.
time. But it's just great. If you like that sort of thing, then I would wholeheartedly recommend you check it out. If you're a fan of Hollow Knight and you also love sci-fi, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice if you don't go and check this out. So go and see that when it comes out.
Well, we have all had an absolutely fantastic time here at Gamescom, and we have got loads more to talk about things that we've seen. We haven't been able to talk about everything.
I've still got butter cakes to eat, everybody.
Stop talking
You've got a whole
about the
pack.
biscuits, Alex.
You have a whole pack in your bag, so you've got to go eat them.
Yum,
but everyone, thank you so much to listening to our little special Gamescom episode. If you would like to see more Gamescom coverage, we've got loads coming up, so please check out our YouTube channel, PlayStation Access, to learn even more about what we got up to, including the games we didn't talk about, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you all so much for listening.
PlayStation